What's going on? I wanted to share some advice, some words of wisdom to help you get over your heartbreak, move on, turn the page, move forward, find that new relationship because it's within your grasp today. Um, Not easier said than done, of course. Everything's easier said than done, but step one to doing it is recognize you can do it. And it makes no logical sense to prolong the agony. I think in our immaturity as we go through life when we're younger or whatever stage of our evolution we're on, there is a kind of an unconscious sense that if I act hurt or if I play the victim, that the world's going to reciprocate by here you go, kid. You need a break. Let's go ahead and take care of that bill for you or buy you dinner. You know what I'm saying? And the world doesn't work like that. You can mope around and think the world owes you a favor, put that chip on your shoulder, and the world's going to come around and give you a break. And sometimes it might, but basically, no, because that's not how you grow, kid. You've got to deal with it, move forward, grow from the experience. And so that's step one, and you have it within your grasp to do so. How? Well, I think applying logic is a big part of it. Now, and I talk about this in the book, the concept of the triune brain, that you've got different parts of your brain responsible for different parts of your psyche. You've got a primitive reptilian brain that's fear, and it's jealousy. I think it's jealousy. It's greed. It's what I think religion oftentimes preaches as the dark side of us, and I understand that concept, but I think it's also important to say it's not necessarily dark or evil. It's part of our beings on planet Earth is to be protective and to find mates and have sex and reproduce and, to take care of our own. That's part of it. But we've evolved, different parts of our brain responsible for better parts of ourselves. So the most evolved part of our brain being the neocortex, and that's where logic comes in. So your journey as a human being, part of it is to tamp down your base, primal, oftentimes destructive emotions, um, the jealousy, the anger, the fear. That's the number one enemy we have in this life. And you do that by being logical about it. So I wanted to give a little story about a guy who didn't know real well, a friend of a ex-girlfriend who, was in his mid-20s, attractive guy, fit, seemed, have his life together. But look, we're all children on this earth. We're all, again, a state of growth, working on our issues. But she introduced me to him at a time where he just found out his girlfriend had been cheating on him, and he was all distraught, bent out of shape, and he said he wanted to go attack the guy that she was messing around with, and so she asked me to talk to him because she knew where I was at even back then, and I told him, well, number one, I mean, look, apply logic here. Why would you attack the guy who your girlfriend was messing? I'm sure she lied to him. He doesn't even know who you are. So he's got this pent up rage. He's got to just feel like he's got to take it out on someone. So it's unfocused. So that's number one. Step one, you need to look at yourself. What's that about? Secondly, it's illogical to, I mean, couldn't you say you're happier now that you have the news now that your girlfriend was cheating on you? Now you know you can move on. Wouldn't you rather know than not know, in other words? Uh, Continuing to put your effort and hopes into this thing working out, it's not there. And if she's doing that to you, she's not such a catch, my friend. Right? Don't you deserve better than that? So this is like Stoic philosophy, and it's just true that it's not so much the events that happen to us that determine the quality of our lives, but it's our interpretation and reaction to those events. That's your hidden power. The universe is, I'm sorry, it's always looking out for your best interests. I can look back at those breakups, and it's always led me to learn something. You find something that fits better, or maybe not fits better, but you learn again. And to look back and wish things to be otherwise, immature, waste of time, you don't have to trust me on this. You'll figure it out at some point in your journey through life, is that, yeah, it was in my best interest. So the sooner we can recognize that and remind ourselves when things get rough, that it's just pushing you to grow. Keep going, keep growing. You are constantly giving birth to yourself, or you're constantly dying, and that's like a line from Bob Dylan. He not busy being born is busy dying. Keep getting smarter, stronger, more patient, more loving, more empathetic, all those things, and then you'll find that life comes back to you. You're alive again. Wake up. Um, Gosh, what else can I say about that? I was thinking of that Don Henley song, "The Last Worthless Evening," and kind of starts off with this: I know you broke up with him, and your heart's still on the shelf, right? To take it off the shelf, we carry this. I mean, it's like went through my life and went through breakups and learned that. Wow, I mean, there's always a sense of, well, freedom. Yeah, I loved her and it was great, but it wasn't meant to be. The reason for the breakup was sound. We shouldn't be together and we can't be together. It's not there. It's cool. So what am I going to waste a day or a week moping around? Even with my first girlfriend back from college, that one I did mope around for like 6 months. I didn't love myself. I'm not sexy. I didn't know how to flirt with girls. I'd hardly kissed a girl before that. Uh, I thought, well, that's the only girl I'll ever find me attractive. That's how twisted I was. And then you look around and you say, well, listen, what am I talking about? I'm not Brad Pitt or, supermodel. No, what do I want to be? But I've got things that I have positive attributes, and I'm as worthy as anyone of a great partner, and so are you. So I moved around for months and thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. It was just immaturity. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to feel down in the dumps. I didn't drink back then, thank God. But my quality of life just sucked for weeks and months. And then she starts dating one of my good friends, and I actually okayed that. I wanted to learn, and I did get jealous, and I learned from that. So I realized that they didn't do anything wrong. Doug, you told them they could date. So I faced that jealousy head on. That what is it? Why am I jealous? Why am I upset with her? It's me that has the issue. So you learn from all those things. But then the epiphany, the revelation came. I was driving along to work one day, and it's like, well, Doug, you're 20, like 22 years old. You've got a long life in front of you. She was really attracted to you. Someone else will find you attractive. Get over it. Turn the page. This is not benefiting you any longer, this story, this emotion. Let it go. And almost instantly, the energy, the sadness was gone. You breathe and say, yeah, let's get out there. There's a whole life in front of me. I'm not wasting my time with this anymore. So I hope that you take that to heart, and that kind of helps you through. It really doesn't make sense. I think so many people walk around carrying this burden of just shadows. Oh, they cheated on me. They abused me. They left me. They broke up. Um, get over it. You're going to die someday. This is one of his favorite things to think about. That's nothing in the scheme of life. Nor, I talk about this too, to have an expectation that there's one person that you're really going to be satisfied with, and it's going to be fun, and yeah, and all those things, and tick all your boxes for 50 years. Guys, that's a long shot. It just is. So should it not manifest in that relationship? Don't be shocked or surprised. You ride it out while it's there. You learn about each other. You grow. You see what happens. Don't take it for granted. And should the day come where either one of you, both of you decide, hey, you know what? For a very valid reason, this is probably not going to work. I want to see someone else. All sorts of things. Do you want kids or not? I talk about all these things in my book. Things that I think common sense wise, yeah, those are valid reasons to break up. It doesn't mean you stop caring about each other, or that you should or need to, because I don't. That's part of it too. My frustration. That with the women I've dated, I do love them as friends and like family. So just because you're not together, to me, that doesn't break the bond that you had. And I think that's a more beautiful concept of love, unconditional. That's the kind of love you can promise, the way you love your friends and family. And if you can't have that underlying your romantic relationship, then I think you're really missing something. Long video, so leave it there. Hope that helps you, and I'm trying to redo the book, make it an ebook, and make it better, more compelling, and what have you. Wish you well. Have a good day. Bye.